Katie MacIntyre, and I'm your host for the video podcast, The Loving Cup, Elevate Your Gratitude. Today is Friday, the 28th of September, 2018, and we're live from the Seneca Falls-based FingerLakes1.com studios. So welcome. So before I introduce my guest today, I wanted to give you some quick tips on ways that you could infuse more gratitude into your own life, if that's something that you're looking to do. So the first one is spend more time with the people that you love. And I think that sounds simple, but I think if we all are intentional about that, there's definitely more time in our day that we could spend with people that we love and that we care about. Volunteer. Start a gratitude journal. So you could quickly write 3 things you're grateful for from your day down in a notebook that you keep beside your bed. It's an easy way to practice more gratitude. Start a mindfulness practice. This is a good one. Look at your challenges and find gratitude for those challenges. And so that might be tough, but a good way to flip it on its head a little bit. Spend a week and appreciate everything that you experience. And look at all parts of your life and find ways to be happy and celebrate happiness about them. So with that, I would like to introduce my guest today, Ellen Brenner. Welcome, Ellen.
Thank you so much, Katie, for having me.
So Ellen is from Fleet Feet and from YellowJacket Racing, and I'm going to give her a moment to introduce herself. So welcome, Ellen. Please let our guests know a little bit more about you.
Well, my name is Ellen. Born and raised in Long Island. Came to the Rochester region in the early 90s. I've only lived in 1 square mile since about 1995. And later in the new millennium, if you will, my husband Boots and I, we started a business called Fleet Feet. He had already had another company called YellowJacket Racing. YellowJacket Racing produces running and walking events within our region. In addition, Fleet Feet is a running retail store that focuses on fitting of footwear, accessories, and apparel, plus training programs for people so that they can participate in the events.
That's great. And I know Fleet Feet well. They've helped me find great pairs of running shoes that are perfect for me, so I appreciate what you do. So would you start off, Ellen, and share something with us that you're most grateful for from the past year?
From the past year, I am most grateful for, and it's funny, I was like thinking about all these things, and it's like so much comes into your head when you think about it. But this year I'm grateful for, and I'm going to kind of compare it to the year prior, but this year I'm grateful for the fact that I feel as though I have a lot more peace in my life, that I am a lot more consistent. While work is always work and there's always challenges at work, but I don't feel as though that there's the trials and tribulations and the emotional drama that goes along with it as I had experienced before.
Oh, that's excellent. Mm-hmm. That's got to feel liberating.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely it has.
So did you do something intentional to make that happen?
I did, actually. It's been a process for about 2 years now. It's been a process where I am focusing more on things that are healthier for myself. Believe it or not, one of them is actually reduction of social media. The reduction of, I still use social media, but I don't use it to the great length that I've used to use it. Increasing my reading tremendously. I read avidly, and it's funny, you mentioned practicing of gratitude, and as I saw some of that, I actually brought it with me. As I don't know if the video people can see it, but I actually have a gratitude journal in here.
Oh,
and I will admit, over the last month and a half, I've struggled with it because I've had some health issues, so I stopped doing the gratitude part for some reason, but last night I started writing it in again for the gratitude part.
Perfect.
So, mm-hmm.
And sometimes I find that my guests feel bad about, I haven't done it enough. And I was like, well, first, say you're going to do it once a week, and then if you do it every day, you're doing great.
Mm-hmm.
So you should be kind to yourself. It's excellent that you have that and that you do that. It's
absolutely
really healthy.
Yes.
That's super. So what about for your whole entire life? Is there something that just comes to the top that you're most grateful for?
You know, you think about the show Wheel of Fortune, when you get those letters that everyone gets, you get the N and the S and the T. So I have to, granted, say, my mother and father, the fact that I'm working, the fact that I have a job, that I have a home. So the basics, let's just put that out there. The basics are, I'm very grateful for that. But I think what I'm very grateful for is the the work ethic that's been instilled in me my whole entire life. The idea to continually try to grow and better myself, whether through mind activities, educational activities, whatever it may be, to constantly think that way. I'm also grateful for the fact that I have no regrets. I'm 48 years old and I have no regrets whatsoever. Even through, we all have stuff. We all go through things, but I don't have any regrets, whether the bad stuff that I did or the good stuff that I did.
That's excellent. I think that's something that others should try to emulate.
We'll see what happens. Like, say you spoke to me in a year or 10 years from now, we'll see what happens. But for right now, I'm happy with that.
That's good. I bet the trend will continue. So you shared about your business. So is there a way or several ways that gratitude has helped your business?
Our business we are so personal with our customers, because oftentimes our customers are coming in because they want to do something different with their life. Yes, there's people who need footwear and they need new shoes and everything like that. But oftentimes our customers generally have a story. Our customers generally have something going on in their lives. Our customers want to better themselves and want to be healthier. That is very different. What we do for our business is not common whatsoever. You find people, they want to look for places to be that are wholesome, that have positivity that surrounds it. Yeah. And our entire framework of how we've built our business is exactly that. So I think that that's something that helps. Like, not only are people grateful for what we do, but we're grateful to see them and to be able to provide that positivity for people.
That's awesome. So probably people come to you when they're maybe a little bit vulnerable and trying to figure things out, and then do you get to see them on the other end after they've done something like finish a 5K or something else that they've set out as a goal?
We experience that a great deal, especially through our training programs that we offer. There has been many times where we've seen people crying because they felt like they couldn't believe in it. They couldn't do it. I have people who have, when they started an exercise program, they did not have any confidence whatsoever. And I remember one person in particular, we used to clap at the end of all workouts, and they used to get upset, like, why are you clapping at me? Why are you doing that? But today they're a mentor. They see it, and we see that regularly with people. Awesome. That they can just turn it, and it's our job to be their confidence before their confidence. But it is something we experience every single day in our business. It's a unique phenomena. You don't get to see that often.
That's so awesome. I especially appreciate you from working with you on the Right to Run, but this past May I ran that race with my mom, and it was her longest distance, and so it was, she had a PR, it was her first 19K, but you were the one that cheered us across the line, and that's important. It's important for people to recognize it and clap and celebrate, and often we do cry when we do big things like that. It's such an emotional release. So what a cool thing that you get to experience.
It is really neat, and we get to do it every single day. And we try to tell our staff that what you do in this world, it's very hard to find that kind of employment anywhere, if you will. So it's really neat to be able to see and to experience, and we get to do it very often.
That's good.
Yeah.
And I'm sure your customers and your clients, they don't even know that they're giving you a gift. They Probably
not. Yeah, probably not, because it's really about them. It honestly has nothing to do with us whatsoever. It's never about us. It's always about them.
Facilitating an experience.
Yeah, that's what we want. We want them to have a wonderful experience. We want them to be happy. We want people to be positive. There's a lot of good out there, and you kind of sometimes, especially for those folks that maybe sunk really into it, there's a lot of good out there. You just have to go and find it and hang on to it for as long as you can.
That's good. Good advice. So you mentioned a little bit about your gratitude journal. So that's your gratitude practice. Do you do other things for gratitude? Did you learn gratitude from your parents, or is it something that you teach others?
I can almost certainly say that my parents have instilled that in me. They were the type that you had to work. You had to work hard for absolutely everything that you get and everything that you do. But they also wanted you to appreciate. They didn't want to give things just to give things. They wanted you to appreciate that, even if it's a raise of $3 to $4 a week in your allowance. They wanted you to be able to appreciate that. I still value the handwritten note. I still value, someone comes to an interview and they send a note afterwards saying thank you, and it's things that I would do as well. It's just something that I think is important. And as I was thinking about this conversation, I feel like we are in a world where you forget because you're so busy. You have so much going on, and you're kind of in the rush of it. You're like on a hamster wheel, going, and then you don't have that moment to say, "Oh wait, I have to thank, I have to appreciate." And I think definitely my parents had a great deal in doing that with me. Absolutely.
That's good. Yeah, we so I have 2 boys, and they have to write thank you notes when they receive gifts. And sometimes they're like, oh, I don't have time. Like, that's the gift, though. If you can take time and do whatever you're doing, but to make somebody else feel appreciated, or to know that what they did is important to you and it matters. Like, you only have so much time, so that's a really important currency that we deal with. So, no, I love that.
Absolutely.
So do you have brothers and sisters too?
I have 2 older brothers, 9 and 11 years older than me. They pretty much were out of the house by the time I was like 10 years old. They were in college, and then they married quickly after. So I jokingly used to tell my parents that I was an only child, and I told them that as well. It was like we grew up with 2 different types of parents. Same value systems.
Well, they did some work for you ahead of time.
They did. But plus I was the girl. So being the girl, it changed the dynamics a great deal, because my father was fairly strict. He was a fairly strict father, but now looking back on it, I get it. So so I get it.
And are they still in Long Island?
No, my dad's in Long Island. I have 1 brother in Syracuse, and I have another brother in the Seattle area, Tacoma.
Okay. Fun places to visit.
Absolutely.
That's good. So what about, if you could talk a little bit about Boots. So let's pretend that Boots is here with us. Hello, Boots.
Hi, Boots.
If you can share with me something that you're most grateful for in your spouse.
When I think back when we first met, there's so many things I'm grateful for about Boots. That goes with the same, the givens of life of what you're grateful for. He has, and even from the moment when we first started dating, he has a phenomenal sense of humor. And he's so quick-witted, and he just can make you laugh. And he did from the moment we started dating and even to now. He just has this gift of quick wit, and I absolutely love that about him. One thing is also fascinating about Boots, and I'm very grateful for, is he'd always say that, oh, I'm not the smart one, I'm not book smart, he'd say something like that, but he is really wicked smart. Like, he reads so much. It may not be a novel. Like, you're never going to see him with a novel. But he is constantly perusing the news, the media, different channels, and just trying to educate himself on things. And it's fascinating because he always says, no, I'm not smart, or I'm not book smart, this and that. But the reality is he knows so much, and he has such great knowledge. And I find I'm really grateful for that, because especially in our business, it's very helpful to have someone who can do that research and does that. And again, the quick wit too. I mean, I absolutely love about him. And one thing that people may not realize about him is he has, sometimes I often say that he has a bigger heart than me. He has a huge heart that I'm grateful for. I wish others could see it more, but he has an absolutely incredible heart. He does the most unique things. Like, we had an athlete finish a race once, and she was pregnant. So what he did was he sent a medal to her house for the baby.
Oh.
So when she finished, she got one, and then he sent one to her house for the baby as well.
That's
and
awesome.
I mean, that to me was like, wow, where'd that come from? And I thought that was really neat.
That's really kind.
Mm-hmm.
That's really sweet. And he also has great taste in shoes.
Yes, he is a shoe geek. Holy cow! I mean, granted, we both have a shoe problem, but he has. This has been his world.
Your business, right?
It's true, exactly, and you kind of have to. It's it's a fault of the business. But he loves footwear. He loves getting the newest and the latest and greatest and knowing about it. He's always been a footwear geek ever since high school. What we do today is actually what he's wanted to do since high school. So how many people can say that they're actually doing what they wanted to do since high school, especially as an entrepreneur in that business? So it's neat, yeah.
That's really fun.
We're just trying to figure out how to put the shoes. I'd be grateful for a solution. So I'd have great gratitude if someone could give us a solution to put our shoes places, because we need storage, big time. We have a chantry. We don't have a pantry. We don't cook, so we put our shoes in the closet and where the pantry's set up, so we have shoes in there, so it's a chantry.
That's hilarious. There must be someone out there who could help you.
Yes, I'd have great gratitude for that, people.
Okay. All right. So let Ellen know if you have an idea. So you mentioned the greater Rochester community, but you produce events all over from Western New York through into Central New York, right?
Yeah, we go as far, currently we go as far as Seneca Falls. And then we just produced our first event in Buffalo this past June, and then we're going to produce another one in October, Pumpkins in the Park. So we're going to have one in Rochester and in Buffalo for
cool.
Pumpkins in
the
the
Park.
Park.
I just saw the medal for that.
Yes,
that's pretty cool.
And then there's the Double the Dare medal. When you do both races, you get an additional medal. It's all about the swag.
People, they like their medals.
They really do.
I remember someone asked me that once. Like, well, I mean, do people even keep their medals? Yes.
Oh yes. Yes.
So when you think about that community that you work in, are there things that you're most grateful for about Rochester? Because it's very different than Long Island, where you grew up, right?
It's better. I love our region. I mean, even just Western New York in general. We live in a gorgeous part of this country, and we are very fortunate here. I think that's one of them. That we have such a great terrain. We have great seasonality to our area. I think runners are almost the same all over the place, personally. So I'm not going to gauge the runner. We have phenomenal runners and athletes and walkers here, but we're very lucky to have the terrain that we have to be able to create the courses that we create. There's just so much to do. And then, we do races each season. So to be able to go from snow to blistering heat to the crisp fall and the wonderful spring, I love being able to do that.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So do you have some community members that do every one of your races that you see all the time at your events? Yes,
absolutely. We have people who I liken it to Cheers, the former sitcom, where it's like Norm. It's similar in our industry as well, where we have people who we see 3 or 4 times a week. We see people at every single race. Maybe in all our training programs, or even just coming into the store every week for gels or whatever it may be. Yes, we have a great following of people who just love to get out there and love to be active. And I actually had to look up someone's name today to find out if he was in an event, and it turned out that he's been in pretty much most of our events this year. And I'm like, that's so cool. That's so really neat.
So there's a pretty hardcore running community, especially in Rochester, but around. What if you had advice for somebody who maybe feels a little bit intimidated about starting to run, that they don't have the right gear or they don't have the confidence to get into a group of people? Do you have any tips?
Well, 1, come to Fleet Feet. I have to do that one. But 2, the truth of the matter is, try to find a group of people that you can identify with, that you can feel comfortable with, that you can enjoy their company, that will be positive for you. I think that's extremely important. Often nowadays, if you're trying to get active into something, you need that social aspect, because if you have that positive social experience, that's going to help you progress with wherever you want to go, whether it be walking or running a 5K or even up to a marathon, whatever it may be. Finding a group of people that are going to be positive for you and that will help you every step of the way, I think that is one of the greatest successes to get you through.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So do you have programs at your store where people can go, like, I don't know if it's called Couch to 5K, or from not running to doing an event?
Absolutely. We have Walk Fit for people who just want to walk, and that's all you do, and we will not let you run. Except they always usually run into the finish line. But anyway, Walk Fit.
With their arms up.
They do. Well, everyone puts their arms up. That's the thing. The Walk Fit, we have No Boundaries, which is for people whether they've done nothing and they want to start running, or for somebody who maybe runs a little bit but's not comfortable with it. So we have various iterations of the No Boundaries program. And then indeed, we also have longer distance programs like half and full marathon type programs. In Buffalo, we're going to be launching our speed camp in October to go towards the turkey trot. So we offer all various fitness type classes as well for people.
Okay.
And honestly, all of our items are for people whether they're beginners or advanced. So and people gauge what a beginner might be and what advanced might be, but it truly is it's inclusive, extremely inclusive group. Yes.
And with a big part of it being social.
It's very social. Yes, absolutely. Because you need the other people. That helps with the accountability as well.
Yeah, and I think it's hard enough to fit social activity into our lives as we get older, and you have other things that take your time. So if you can achieve a goal and meet some new friends at the same time, that's awesome. And then you're building a running buddy or a walking buddy that you can.
Absolutely. I mean, you said it in your opening about finding people that you enjoy to spend time with, and this is it. Find people you enjoy spending time with, and then the rest just kind of flows, and it just makes things so much easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's good for you. Movement is gonna keep you to a ripe old age.
Absolutely.
That's really good. So, I wanted to ask if there was anything else that you wanted to share. If you think about Seneca Falls, since we're here in Seneca Falls, any experience you had being part of, I know you've run It's a Wonderful Run quite a bit, and brought groups here, and also the great work that you've done with the Right to Run. If there are things about Seneca Falls that you were feeling gratitude for, or just appreciated, or wanted to make sure people who haven't been here before know about.
Well, there's several things with Seneca Falls region. One, it's part of the history within the United States. One, in the entertainment world with It's a Wonderful Life, and two, with women's rights. So both of those I love entertainment, and I do like women's rights as well. But being able to be part of the history of that here, you can see it not only in the museum that's here, or the museum that's being built, as a matter of fact, getting done, but you can also see it, during It's a Wonderful Life, or It's a Wonderful Run. You could see pictures of the movie, and you can visualize it when we're like, oh, I remember that part of the movie. And then with the women's rights, you just see that absolutely everywhere. But also the houses, even where this building that we're in right now, this is a beautiful, gorgeous architectural building here.
It is. So it's the old high school. It's the old
neat.
Minders Academy.
It's so neat, and I think that having that in a community like this, it's not a massive community by any means. It's a small town in my world, but it's quaint. It's adorable. As a matter of fact, this is one of the first times, or I haven't been here in a summertime in a long time. Actually, it's fall now, but it's gorgeous. I'm usually here either in the wintertime or in the springtime, but right now it is just crisp, and it's beautiful, and it's just quaint, and it's adorable, and it's historic. So absolutely, that's one thing I like, and being a part of those events and participating in one of them and being a part of the start of the other one, I like being able to learn that about it. That's one thing that I was saying about the Western region. We have so much of that history and culture here that people just may not recognize, and hopefully they can be really appreciative of that history that exists here.
No, that's a really good point too. It's a reminder for all of us to do a little staycation. I think often we take for granted the things that are right down the street or just in the next town or the next county, and there's so many things that we can take in.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to make my list of things I need to check out.
Absolutely.
And I think one of them is I need to get to the cemetery in Rochester. I have not been there.
The Mount Hope Cemetery?
Yes, where Susan B. Anthony is buried, and Frederick Douglass.
We run right by it during Flower City Half Marathon. We run right by it. Yep.
Beautiful.
Yep. And they're actually, for Frederick Douglass, they've done a lot more. They've created more artwork for him as well. So I know one was unveiled recently for him. But that cemetery there's the old section and then there's the newer section, but both of them are exquisite and gorgeous. And it's actually a park. It's not really, yes, it's a cemetery, but it's also considered a park.
Okay, so I have to check it out. I know that there's a character, there's someone buried in Mount Hope Cemetery that a character from Slaughterhouse 5 by Kurt Vonnegut was based on.
Oh.
And so I did some research and found that for my husband, and like we have it on our list of things to do. So, but we'll come see you at Fleet Feet too.
Yes, please do. And if you do go to that cemetery, also try to check out the tours.
Okay.
And they do fun tours around the Halloween time.
Oh, and it is that time of year. Okay, that'll be fun to do. Okay, good. So anything else that you want to share with folks, or that we should know about you and gratitude and looking ahead for the next year?
Oh gosh, as I'm thinking about it, okay, fine, I don't want to put you all in the bucket, but fine, me, need to remember and take the time to just be appreciative of what you have. And you pointed out challenges as well. You do have to be appreciative of the challenges. While you're in it, it's very difficult, and you might not be able to see the end of it or the light at the end of it, but if you can work yourself through it, I am one of those that believes that there's meaning in the end. So, and hopefully I will remain that way. Yeah. That's
great. No, I'm with you on that too. And of course, when you're in the middle of it, you can't see it, but hindsight is always a gift too, and you can look back and say, all right, I'm really thankful and grateful that this happened instead of this, even though I thought I had everything all figured out.
You never have everything figured out.
Sometimes the universe knows better.
Exactly.
Than we all do.
Exactly.
It's good. It's really good. So thank you for tuning in today, and thank you, Ellen, for being here. Can you tell folks where to find Fleet Feet and where to find information on the races that you produce?
Sure. FleetFeetRochester.com or FleetFeetBuffalo.com for Fleet Feet, and YellowJacketRacing.com for the races. Fleet Feet in Rochester is in the city itself and also in the Greece area, and in Buffalo we are near Delaware Park in the Buffalo area. But yes, stop on down. We're there we're 7 days a week. We're there to help.
Okay, that's great. So hopefully some listeners are going to think about maybe starting a new habit and get into walking or running. It's actually a perfect time of year to start that habit.
Our programs start in October.
Okay, perfect, which is right around the corner. So thank you for tuning in today. Again, thank you to Ellen Brenner for being my guest. And until next week when we're back with more guests, please have a great week and share your gratitude.